I am a brand identity alchemist and spiritual coach, and I'm here to assist you in transforming your life and brand from the inside out. In today's video, I'm going to share with you one of the most important assets you have for your business, and that is having a solid brand. So when you think about branding, what's the first thought that comes to mind? It's really easy to go and think about a logo. But what if I told you that having a logo is actually not a brand? It's actually part of your brand. And a lot of business owners, or if you're starting a business right now, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that when you have a logo, you have a brand. But that's not really the way it works. Let me explain. To put it simply, branding is the identity for your business. It's the essence, the message, and the energy you use to connect with your audience and what they use to connect with you. It's how you create trust with your audience. And so when you don't have a solid brand for your business, it's literally like you're floating out in space and hoping that somebody is gonna resonate with you and connect with you. But because you don't have a strategy or a solid brand, you're literally reaching out to everybody, but nobody's really hearing you because you're not focused. So now I'm going to share 4 reasons why branding is one of the most important assets for your business. But before we do that, if you like what you're hearing so far, please make sure to like my video and subscribe, because I will be sharing more content like this. So if you would like to receive more information about branding or spiritual coaching, make sure to subscribe so that you can get updates on that. So the first reason is that it creates real meaning. Today's marketing is not just about selling something. It's literally about creating meaning in people's lives and connecting with them on a deeper level, having an emotional connection with them. And in order to do that, the only way to really do that is to have a solid brand for your business. There's really no way of going around that. So think about it this way. Compare a brand to a person. Let's say that you met somebody that is really solid in themselves, like they have a very solid identity. They are very clear about who they are and what they're looking for, what their preferences are. Would you feel more inspired to get to know that person, or maybe buy from them, or learn more about them? Or what about if you met somebody who didn't really have a solid identity and was literally all over the place? Would you want to trust them? Would you want to listen to them? Would you want to buy anything from them? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. So this is how branding works. Branding is literally the identity for your business. And when you understand branding on a profound level, you truly can create meaning in your audience's life. And this is really, really important in today's time, in today's age, to understand the power of that. The other thing is that when you have a solid brand for your business, you understand that your audience has a deep problem. There's some issue that they're experiencing in their lives, and when you can understand that, you can provide the solution for them. And when you understand what the problem is and then the solution you're going to provide, and you can connect them, that's one of the ways that you begin to create meaning in people's lives. And they start to find you because they understand that you get them. The second reason is that you create credibility. So when you have a solid brand for your business, you understand your messaging. You understand who you are. And when you consistently put that out there in all your marketing platforms, it makes people trust you. If you're all over the place when you're marketing yourself, like one day you're telling them this is what I'm going to sell for you, and then, in another marketing platform you say something else, it creates a lot of confusion. And that's not how you sell to people. You have to make them trust you. And having a brand and a clear message is how you go about doing that. So with a brand, you create consistency. And the more that you do that, you create trust. Therefore, you're credible. You're somebody that they can trust and depend on. The third reason is that it saves you a lot of time. When you don't have a solid brand for your business and you're creating marketing materials, it's really easy to get confused. Like to start marketing something with a specific message and then maybe, at a different time, market something else with this different message, or even the same item with a different message. And that is a waste of time. You don't need to be doing that with your business. It's a waste of time. When you have a solid brand for your business, you literally have a consistent message that you are marketing in all platforms. So it makes it a lot easy. The other way, it's literally like throwing bologna at a wall and hoping it's going to stick. It's just not going to do that. So you have to be realistic and understand that if you want to be successful with your messaging, you have to be very clear about what your message is overall for your business, for your company, and then everything, all marketing, all platforms are built around that, including your logo. When you have a pretty solid brand, you don't really have to worry about that. You're not overwhelmed. You're not confused. You're very clear about what your message is. You very truly understand who your audience is, how to communicate with them, and how to reach out to them in the platforms that they like to hang out, and how to communicate to them in those different marketing platforms. So it makes it so much easier and it saves you so much time. The fourth reason is that it saves you a lot of money. So one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of small business owners or people that are just starting off with their business is that they will hire somebody to create a logo for them. Or they'll even go to the extent of hiring somebody for cheap to create a logo. And the thing is that you're literally wasting your money in doing that, because only because somebody created a logo for you doesn't mean you have a brand. If you don't have the strategy and you don't really truly understand who you're marketing, the logo is meaningless. It's literally a waste of money. So think about it this way. Would you rather buy a little bit more expensive leather shoes that last you years? Or would you buy cheap shoes that you have to replace every few months? Are you going to save more money by buying cheap shoes in the beginning and continuing that? Or is it going to make more sense for you to buy a little bit more of expensive shoes and them have you last a long time? This is the way that you need to think about your brand, especially when you start off, that you want to create something sustainable, something that's going to last you for the existence of your company, and something that's going to save you a lot of money, because that's actually quite a pretty savvy business choice. So let's say that you hire somebody to design your logo, and then like a few months later you decide you don't like the messaging that you're putting out there anymore. You don't like something about your logo, so you hire somebody else to do a new logo for you. And then the same thing happens a few months later or years later. Same thing with your website. You start off with your website and you really like what it's evoking to people, but then later on you realize, you know what, I really don't like the messaging. So then you have to pay somebody to redo your website instead of making little edits because you don't like what it's about. This is literally what I'm talking about. When you have a solid brand for your business, you have a solid foundation to start off with. Without that, you can't really build that identity and therefore that connection. And it's a waste for you to not have that foundation in the beginning, right from the beginning. So if you can actually hire somebody right off the bat to help you with your brand identity, you will thank yourself later, and trust me, you will, because it just flips your whole business like to a different level. It just makes it so much easier to market yourself, to put yourself out there, to understand your audience, to understand how to speak to them, how to promote yourself, how to have your website. Everything is just so much easier. And, you know, as a business owner, that's something you definitely want to do. You don't want to make your life harder. So just to recap, the most important asset you can have for your business is to have a brand identity. And there's 4 reasons for that. The first is that it creates meaning, real meaning for you as because you're the owner. So you have to have that real meaning first that you connect with, and therefore create real meaning in people's lives. It creates credibility because once you have a solid brand, it makes it a lot easier for people to understand what you are communicating. And when you consistently communicate that in all the platforms, you create trust. It saves you time because you're literally not playing guessing games anymore. You have a solid foundation to start off with. And then the fourth is that it saves you a lot of money, because you have a solid foundation to start off with, and you don't have to keep redoing your brand or redoing your website, because you know what you're about, you know what your message is about, you know who your audience is, and you know how to connect with them on a profound and deep level. The awesome thing is that I made creating a solid brand for your business really easy for you. I actually have an archetype guides test that I created, and I will put the link below. So if you take that test, you'll find out with what one of your top archetypes is, and then how to work with that, not only to transform your life, but to also transform your brand, or to start to build your brand. And this is where you want to start with your branding, especially if you're a transformative business, a business that makes a positive impact in the world. You definitely want to start off with this foundation. So go ahead and take the test. I'm going to put the link below. And then you'll get a beautiful profile again that has a lot of information about that specific archetype and how you can work with it to transform your life and brand from the inside out. Also, please make sure to like my video and subscribe if you liked this video, because next week I'm going to share why working with archetypes is one of the most powerful tools you can use to build a solid brand for your business. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.